Welcome to the Cosmic Busker. My name is Bobby Cody. In this video I want to talk about an article I found. Article touches upon something that is one of the most important things that humankind has ever had to face. It's about our potential extinction. I think it's imperative that everyone knows this and everybody is aware of this knowledge, because if we're going to survive as a species, we all need to be aware of this information and push our leaders to do something about this. This article is on phys.org website, physsorg.org. I'll post a link down below so you can take a look at this article yourselves. The article touches on many of my past videos. I'll provide links to those as well so you can get further information. But first, what I want to do is just cut right to that article. I will take a look at key elements of that article, and then we'll go into depth on how that interrelates with some of my past videos. So let's cut to that article right now. The headline to this article reads, "Geologic evidence supports theory that major cosmic impact event occurred approximately 12,800 years ago." The date of the article is March 13, 2019, and it was written by Sonia Fernandez. "It's much more extreme than I ever thought when I started this work," Kenneth noted. "The more work that has been done, the more extreme it seems." He's talking about the Younger Dryas impact hypothesis, which postulates that a fragmented comet slammed into the Earth close to 12,800 years ago, causing rapid climatic changes, megafaunal extinctions, sudden human population decrease, and cultural shifts and widespread wildfires. Kenneth and colleagues, led by Chilean paleontologist Mario Pino, present further evidence of a cosmic impact. This time far south of the equator, that likely led to biomass burning, climate change, and megafaunal extinctions nearly 13,000 years ago. "The vast majority of evidence to date," he added, "has been found in the northern hemisphere." The evidence included a black mat layer 12,800 years in age that coincided with the disappearance of South American Pleistocene megafauna fossils, an abrupt shift in regional vegetation, and a disappearance of human artifacts. The evidence included the presence of microscopic spherules, interpreted to have been formed by melting due to the extremely high temperatures associated with impact. The impact is thought to have contributed to the extinction of local South American Pleistocene megafauna, including giant ground sloths, saber-toothed cats, mammoths, and elephant-like gomphotheres, as well as the termination of the culture, similar to the Clovis culture in the north, the scientist added. "This is further evidence that the Younger Dryas climatic onset is an extreme global event with major consequences on the animal life and human life at the time." So the Younger Dryas was a period that began about 12,800 years ago. Everything changed on Earth in dramatic ways. As the scientist said in this article, it's much more extreme than I ever thought. Now, the Younger Dryas impact hypothesis hypothesizes that a comet or comets, it's appearing that it may have been more than one, almost certainly, slammed into Earth, caused rapid climate change, large, big animals, like elephants, saber-toothed tigers, wiped out. They've also found during this period that human cultures just ceased to exist all of a sudden. They're gone. Looks like humans were, for the most part, wiped out as well. Now, what makes this study in this article important is that previously all this evidence had been found in North America. Now they have evidence in South America as well. This catastrophe was global, but it appears to have been centered. Initially, it was thought it was centered in North America. Now, looks like it was both North and South America, where much of the devastating effects took place. Some of the evidence they found in South America was the exact same evidence found in North America, a black mat layer. The black mat layer is essentially from everything burning and on fire. Imagine everything in the United States, from New York and New Jersey on the East Coast all the way 3,000 miles away in California on the Pacific Coast, wildfires burning all the way, the entire nation or continent even on fire. This is what caused the black mat layer. They found it not only in North America, but South America too. So what we have is not just America on fire, but South America as well. These two continents, the whole continent's on fire. The disappearance of large animals, same thing in South America. And once again, no evidence of human culture or no artifacts from humans during this time period. They appear to have been wiped out. In North America, if you want to do a little research on that, look up the Clovis culture. C-L-O-V-I-S is North American Clovis culture. If I remember correctly, I believe it was either in New Mexico or Arizona. I think it was in New Mexico. The Clovis culture was found. It existed right up, up until this period, and then 12,800 years ago, boom, it's gone. Just wiped out all of a sudden. This appears to have been a global catastrophe. And one more evidence that it was centered around North and South America is the lack of large mammals we currently have here. The one area, Randall Carlson talks about this. I'm going to provide links to Randall Carlson's talks about this. He's on Joe Rogan talking about this, along with Graham Hancock. Graham Hancock talks about this. It appears Africa was spared. And one of the most obvious ways that Africa was the only region that it appears to have been relatively spared of this disaster is because it's the only continent that still has large animals, elephants, giraffes, etc., etc. All animals of that size were pretty much wiped out in North and South America in this catastrophe. Now, there's a reason I find this important, and that's because Randall Carlson has talked about the Great Year, the 12,920-year cycle. That cycle is trying to tell us something. There's a reason that cycle is there. He believes that it may be a way for us to measure cyclical catastrophes that happen on Earth. I want to go to an article about asteroids real quick and how they've been increasing lately. Let's cut to that. This is a recent Associated Press article, and the headline is "Asteroids are smacking Earth twice as often as before." The article begins, "Giant rocks from space are falling from the sky more than they used to. But don't worry." I get such a kick out of that. Climate change alarmists and the climate change hoax, which is easily disproved. Provide a link to a previous video I have done about that. Media strikes fear climate change. During the Younger Dryas, they experienced climate change that is nothing compared to what we're experiencing now. It's just massive climate change. And that type of climate change should strike fear in you, not the hoax, anthropogenic, man-made climate change that they're currently trying to put in you. I'm not trying to instill fear in you. I'm trying to get people to move about real threats. And real threats are asteroids and comets and what they could do if they land here. We need to marshal our forces and get our leaders to protect us from real threats, not hoaxes that people can make money off of and manipulate children into believing they're little hoaxes. I want to take a look right now at Wikipedia, a list of near-Earth asteroids that have come through, and over the years, and you'll see that those near-Earth asteroids are increasing, and I think once again this ties in with the Great Year, but we'll first take a look at that and I'll finish up why this may tie in with the Great Year. Let's go to the Wikipedia list right now. It's a well-sourced list. It's very accurate. Some things from Wikipedia can be questionable, but this is a well-sourced list. It's accurate, so let's cut to it right now. As you can see, in 2001, there was only one near-Earth asteroid that passed close by the Earth. By 2007, there were 15. Each year, you see a general increase in the number of asteroids passing close by Earth, until by last year, there were 91 asteroids. Now, Randall Carlson hypothesized that we go through cycles of catastrophe here on Earth, and that the Great Year may be a way of measuring these cycles for humankind that was created long, long ago. And that one of the years that all of the ancient monolithic buildings that are mysterious in their origin appear to be interrelated in their mathematical creation, and the way they create it tends to be a harbinger of the Great Year, and all these different numbers that are used in the Great Year is because it's a way to warn us, to warn the future, so that we can look at these and remember what the Great Year signifies. And the Great Year is 25,920 year cycle. Okay, it's divided into 4 seasons. Think of our 4 seasons. Here in America, in the spring we get rain. In the fall we get hurricanes. If you take the Great Year and look at it as having seasons, it may be that the reason that this Great Year was created as a message to us is that perhaps in one particular season we have cosmic storms that we have to worry about, cosmic storms that could rain upon the Earth, destroy large animals, human culture, and then another season, equivalent to the fall, you might get the equivalent of rain or asteroids raining down or comets raining down. You see the corollary between the two. Once again, that cycle is 25,920 years. Half of that, if I do the math, I'll do the math quick in my head. I should have done this. I think that it comes to 12,900 and something, or close to the 12,800 years ago when the Younger Dryas catastrophe happened. It destroyed a lot on Earth, wiped out human civilizations on many continents, if not all over the Earth. It's now the opposing season in the Great Year, about halfway through. It may be that we're hitting this cycle again, where we can expect some type of devastation. We have the capacity right now to protect ourselves if we can marshal the forces, get the will of the people to push our leaders to do what is necessary to save our society, our civilization. I provide links to everything down below that I'm speaking about so you can take a look at yourselves. They're all very well sourced. If they're not scientists, they're esteemed thinkers who use factual evidence to come to their conclusions. So once again, do your research. If you have any comments, pro or con, please include them down below. And thank you for listening. Goodbye.